Hello.
Hello, Kenny.
How are you?
Hey, great to be with you again. What a tremendous weekend. So much going on in the world of sports. Kenny, where do we even begin?
It's called the Game Over Podcast. What'd you say?
That's right. So it's great to be with you again.
Yeah, it's great to be with you. Hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you. Good to talk to you. Power went out this weekend.
How long was it out for you?
About 6-7 hours.
Oh, so there were businesses, restaurants that were out
you're kidding.
the entire weekend. Just
I couldn't see the news, so I had no idea.
A total wash, which is horrendous. They rely, obviously, on a big holiday weekend
terrible.
like this. Yeah, really bad.
I had no idea.
Some places in Lakewood.
Did you lose your power at all?
No, not at all.
I saw you running with the kiddos at Bay Days. That was nice.
Not me, my wife.
But you were running with Mason on the one race. You were showing him where to go.
They did. I'm sorry. Because Sarah ran the full 5-mile one. Yeah.
Of course she did.
No big deal. She won.
Yeah.
But Mason
could have ran it backwards.
Mason finished second. Okay,
He's a fast young man.
I am slow, so none of it came from me.
Yeah, well, I mean the athleticism comes from the mother's side.
And everybody
says that.
People love hearing from slow, unathletic people on the radio talking about athletes and bashing them. I found that.
And you're slow and unathletic?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We got that going for us. I don't know why. I'm in a bad mood, and I don't understand why, and I should be in a good mood. I got to get out of the funk. I don't know
what's going on.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm kind of in this weird headspace right now. I'm annoyed I can already tell I'm annoyed by everything. I don't know what it is. Hey, they turned the AC off overnight. I don't know what the hell happened.
This wasn't an uplifting between all the baseball, the World Cup.
Oh, it was great Thursday and Friday. And then, Saturday, Sunday, I mean, that's what happens. They're both competing for the division. You got a split at the outset of the series. That's the way kind of people would have thought. I know we got the FIFA going on and everything. And then there's LeBron Watch. And it's not like I'm annoyed with LeBron Watch or anything like that.
I love it.
I do think we will reach a point, and I'm waiting to see when that point is going to be for me, when we kind of go like, all right, that's enough. Let's go. Make your decision. We all got to figure out where we're going with this. Come on, let's go. Because are there other moves that are on the table for the Cavs?
Oh, I imagine so, yeah.
All right, so are we waiting for LeBron to make those moves? So that, to me, would make me wonder that your move for LeBron would hold up any of the other moves that are out there, which would in turn, and we won't play it yet, but there are a lot of haters out there who are talking about LeBron and how he might not have the market that we make it out to be. Like Rich Paul says there's 27 teams that are looking for LeBron or calling about LeBron, which, again, I don't know why you couldn't just call. I don't understand why that's an embellishment or anything like that. Everybody would call. It's part of your job as a general manager to call. But the market for LeBron not necessarily being the biggest market that it's ever been for LeBron. But part of that, I think, would be natural. I mean, he's 41 years old. He's going to be 42 this winter.
I imagine every team in the NBA would take him for league minimum. So it's not that they wouldn't take him.
Certainly they would.
As a player. I mean, he was a top 20 player, especially in the playoffs.
Certainly he was.
In the playoffs.
Yes.
I mean, he might have been better than that. So I think anybody would take him. It's just the question is, what's the money situation? Which is kind of a big deal, as I think we're all learning about just how divisive these contracts are in today's league. Like 10 years ago, Kenny, if you qualified for a max deal, you just put the max deal on the table, the player took the max deal, and we all moved on with life. Now it's not so easy, as the Jaylen Brown thing kind of reinforces, and you've got a lot more players who are going to be, we're going to be talking about whether or not guys are deserving of max deals differently than we've ever talked about it before.
Yes. So I don't know. I guess I'm just I'm waiting to be annoyed by it. I don't.
What's to be annoyed? What do you mean?
Because I think I'm going to get to a point where it's like, all right, let's make the decision so we can move one way or the other. Like I'm just looking at maybe this is where I'm headed here. I have how many different podcasts here? Like, you remember the thing we got about whose attitudes or whose opinions we take seriously about Shedeur Sanders, right?
Yeah.
And so there's 25 people on this list of opinions we take seriously on who should start. It's list of people we take seriously on who should start for the Browns, right? Okay. We have fans, callers, number one, and part of this, Herb Street's in here, Mike Garofalo's in here, Janine Garofalo's in here, Brady Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Did you kick off Mike Silver and Diana Rossini?
Did Jeremy Kessler make the list? I wrote Kessler. I only have a last name.
Kessler?
Yeah.
Like Sorsby's former lawyer?
That's what I'm...
Jeffrey Kessler?
Jeffrey Kessler. Did I say
Yeah.
Jeremy? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Kessler. I have Kessler in here. I have Hoyer, Orlovsky, Baker. Baker was asked but didn't really give an answer. Josh Cribbs. Anyway, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm doing list
Manziel
stuff.
was not on that list.
Manziel was not on that list. So now I have this list, and again, it's every single podcast, player pod that you've ever seen. Like Joe Johnson, Jeff Teague, Daryl and Lance. No, that's them. Anthony oh, no, that's a writer. Rick Bucher, who we actually will play because he's covered the league for a long time. Like, how many players do we want to hear what Joe Johnson thinks about LeBron?
I'll hear it. What anybody
do we
want to
think what Jeff Teague thinks about LeBron? I'm asking. I'm asking. Do people? Will Jeff Teague sway people's opinions on whether LeBron?
No,
okay,
Jeff Teague won't.
So should we bother with it? Is what I'm asking.
It's just such a. Let's be honest. This is that time normally. I guess the World Cup, because I asked you, you didn't seem all that enthralled with some of the World Cup stuff going on.
It's not that I'm not
which
enthralled.
I think has been amazing. But
no,
it's just,
that's not it.
Well,
that's
you said you didn't watch any over the weekend.
I watched the Guardians over the weekend, and then basically that was it. You asked me, I told you.
I've never watched so much soccer, but what I'm getting to is
I love how because I didn't watch much of it, you're not enthralled. You don't like soccer. No, that's not what I said.
Well, if you're not into this, when are you ever gonna? Well, whatever. But that's beside the point. What I'm saying is, it's such normally a dead time of the year. Like baseball, we're getting towards the All-Star break. These are the doldrums, and there've already been the big moves in the NBA. So yeah, it's still LeBron too, and all these podcasters, they're not stupid. They know.
Fair.
Mention LeBron.
Well, it's a basketball podcast too.
Your stuff's going to get aggregated, and the fact that I wouldn't have known Joe Johnson even has a podcast.
No, it's called the Nightcap.
Yeah, if it wasn't for a clip that we may or may not play about LeBron. So it makes sense tactically.
Well, hell, line them all up.
Yep. Put them out there.
Kayla, we got time. Line them up. Let's hear them. Joe Johnson 01. Teague 01. Let's get them in. We want to hear them whether or not they're ready.
Howard Isley 01.
I'll go right off. Ilkin and Barrasso.
Jared Sullinger 01.
Yeah. I'll write it in.
Anybody who's ever played.
01.
Jeff Hornacek.
Let's get Joe Johnson 01. Let's go Vinny Baker 01.
Del Negro.
Okay, Vinny Del Negro. Oh, what a great pull. Yeah. Vinny Del Negro 01. Okay.
A little Vinny in my game.
Do you have Joe Johnson yet? All right, here's Joe Johnson, and he's on the Nightcap pod about LeBron going back to an X. Hit it.
He going back to an X. It's going to be Cleveland or Miami. It's going to be one of them. Probably, if I'm him, Uncle Ocho, real talk, that Miami thing just look too sexy. It's hard to play. I ain't going to lie to you. Playing with Bam and Giannis and him just being able to facilitate. See, he can have a lot of the ball handling duties versus if he go to Cleveland, hey, you got Donovan and James Harden. Yeah, he'll still get to handle and playmate, but playing in Miami, hell, he'll probably be the damn point guard.
All right, that's Joe Johnson, and I don't know who his partner was.
Characters.
His partner asked like he was.
That's Ocho.
That's Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
Ocho Cinco was that surprised. He's going. You see how much of these pods I subscribe to. Ocho Cinco was that surprised he would say Cleveland.
Yep.
Why? Isn't Cleveland the odds-on favorite?
I think they're the betting favorite, right?
Aren't they the betting favorite? Why would he be so shocked that he would go to Cleveland? Is there a reason behind that? John, I'm not trying to bust your stones. I'm asking. That's all.
That's the one I saw. But I feel like Ocho. We've had Ocho on this show a little bit, a couple times via the podcast. Like he's been really anti-Cleveland, hasn't he?
I don't know. I don't know how to keep all the
Yeah.
pods straight. Here's Jeff Teague on Club 520, not Club 537. On the Club 520 podcast, LeBron going back to Cleveland, he says it'd be the perfect fit.
Speaking of Bron, it said that he's supposed to get a documentary basically documenting this last season, quote unquote, or this upcoming season. With that being said, y'all think he's going to be Miami Heat or Cleveland Cavaliers?
He's going to be in Cleveland. They doing a documentary. It don't even make sense to be anywhere else.
I agree.
They're going to let it linger a minute.
I think we will find out by Monday.
No. Bron going to let this linger. JB just got traded. Listen, when Bron make his decision, come on, bro. He did it already.
When I had the Wizards up today, I was not mad at that.
I'm nothing on the Wizards, bro.
He not documenting Wizards. It's going to be perfect with him in Cleveland.
A toxic-ass relationship, bro. Going back twice.
I mean, it's Cleveland because they still a playoff team. He ain't going to no trash shit. They cool.
With that, bro. He do whatever the he won't, and then still be at the highest level on whatever he do. Like, it ain't like he go somewhere and up your team. Nah, he leave it in shambles. But when he gets there, it's in good hands.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Lakers are all white now, so.
Dog, we was talking about it on the morning show. We was like, all right, what the Lakers gonna do? And we left, and they said, yeah, we up.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka was out there spinning
He
that
couldn't
chicken.
wait till Brown said he ain't coming back. He said,
Yes.
He's
I think we get the picture.
All right, there we go. We got John really gave us
We're
the
just
meat and
honing
potatoes.
in on a big Where's the second segment? That was the first segment.
Lord
Where's the second
Almighty!
one?
Do we have any feeling on the Philadelphia or the Philadelphia 76ers?
John, are we going to get their
history,
ad
John?
reads next? Was that
Lord
coming?
Almighty! All right, so we got those out there. We got Jeff Teague and Joe Johnson. Do we hear from Bob Sura today? Find out a little bit later.
He was a
on.
problem. You got to check out some highlights. He was a problem back in the day.
He was. Actually, I didn't like Bob Sura. I wasn't a fan.
No?
No.
Was it
I don't
the
know
hair?
why.
Was it the Clooney?
I think it was the hair. Either way, you're gonna hear if we keep playing this and you hear more of this, it's gonna be like, all right, you come in. What are you doing? The reason I make the comparison, everybody has their boiling point on everything. So you'll have your boiling point on LeBron, and then there will be people, I guarantee it, like when we get into training camp, like, come on, just pick a quarterback and let's go.
Right.
Let's stop messing with this.
If this thing, honestly, I think I got a couple more days in me for this. So you're right. The more I think about it, I've enjoyed it so far because we seem to be in the lead for a lot of the betting markets. The podcasters, I was listening to Bill Simmons and Zach Lowe on my way in. They put out a pod last night. Now it's on Netflix and whatever. It's like the biggest podcast there is, and they just crapped all over it. They think this would be the worst decision ever to go to Cleveland, and I'm like, I don't know. They were just one of the last 4 teams remaining, and they could have used him. He'd be probably a massive upgrade over Dean Wade.
Now I'm going to be happy. Keep going on this because
they
can articulate this better than me about the basketball.
Yeah, those guys are going to be just wandering in the desert, not knowing, like Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, LeBron, they're going to be clueless. I don't know who gets the ball next.
Who says this?
They're some of the highest IQ players in the game. I think they'll probably figure it out.
Who says this stuff? Can we name
It was
names?
Bill Simmons and Zach Lowe. And Zach Lowe, I mean, he talks to people all over the league. He's pretty plugged into all the front offices. He knows the Cavs were really good last year. Like, I'm very surprised.
Those are 2 I do know.
They act like they would all fall over each other getting the ball past.
I think there's a little bit of a
weird to me.
I think there's a little bit of a wishful thinking here, because I think there is a prevailing thought that this year, even though Rich Paul, you heard it in that podcast with him and Max Kellerman, that's on the Game Over podcast. All right, you heard that on the pod where he's like, it's nothing's guaranteed that it's his last season. He says there's been a camera crew following him around for the last 4 years, which is interesting, by the way. Says there's a camera crew that's been following him around for the last 4 years. Says that there's no decision that's absolutely been made. I think that you have a plethora of writers. Should I share this conspiracy theory now?
Go
or do you
ahead,
want me to wait till 6:23?
Make them wait.
All right, 216-474-0092. All right, I'm serious about this. Do you believe anything about the fit and that this would actually be a bad fit for LeBron? Because Lima doesn't. I really don't either. There is a theory that I have, a conspiracy theory that I have, hearing about, you said Bill Simmons, Zach Lowe, Kevin O'Connor. Are there others that are named in here? All right, give me some names to name when we come back. So we got Bill Simmons says that this is the worst place possible for him, right?
Oh, you got to hear this.
All right, let's play the Bill Simmons. Because I have a conspiracy theory here in a second. Go ahead and hit the Bill Simmons clip.
Can we all agree Cleveland is the worst outcome?
I ranked it by basketball fits and and entertainment value fits, and I had Cleveland last. It's just
Kennedy went back there. He did his business. He brought them a title. He did it already. You can't go back again.
And the reason is it's just the Harden piece is just like what is he gonna be doing when James Harden dribbles 30 times and he still plays that way a fair amount of time?
Nobody in the planet thinks that's a team that could win the title. I just don't see it. I don't think LeBron and Harden as 2 of my 5 best guys. I'm winning the title. I think it's ridiculous.
I have a lot of respect for Zach Lowe, so I don't think he's saying nasty things because he hates LeBron or anything like that. By the way, basketball conversations on 92.3 The Fan, presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. Now, Tone, you wanted to go after NBA media here. Not just this clip, but also Kevin O'Connor and his tweets and all the other stuff. And give me the good stuff before I share you with my conspiracy.
A few things here. First of all, nobody thought the Knicks were going to win the title this year. We got to stop saying things so definitively in this league where we've had 8 champions in 8 years.
Agree.
Nobody thought
really
the Warriors in 2022 were going to win the championship. Remember, that was the no Kevin Durant. Andrew Wiggins was the second best player on the Warriors. 0 people before the year thought that team was going to win the championship. Nobody thought the Raptors in 2019 were going to win the championship. We got to stop saying this. It's going to make it's a turnoff. Like, you guys cover the league. You can't just eliminate teams before the season starts because you sound stupid. And what did everybody do after the Knicks won the championship? They're like, well, nobody saw that coming. So then why are we turning around and doing it the same thing a week later?
Yeah.
Like, we got to stop doing this. Yes, will the Cavs probably not win the championship next year with whatever machinations, whatever type of team they assemble? It's hard to win championships. I didn't think the team in 2016 would win, and they had LeBron James on it in his prime. I didn't think they would win. I thought a different team would win. I thought it would be the Golden State Warriors.
Well, I do think fit matters more than it ever has, but I also think that this would still be the best chance you have to win a championship with this current organization.
Who was telling me that Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson was a great elite defensive fit? What did we all say? Oh, those guys can't guard the pick and roll. I said it, and they won the championship. So I do think smart players on a basketball floor can figure things out, as evidenced by they threw James Harden, who's supposedly the worst player ever, according to the way these people talk. They threw him on the Cavs for 25 games, and they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They figured some stuff out. They didn't figure everything out. They still have some things to figure out. I'm hoping that it wouldn't just be LeBron James. I think they probably have to trade Jared Allen to create a better fit. Then, yes, they'll have some defensive issues. But I also think sometimes you got to bet on smart basketball players with high IQ that are Hall of Fame talent to figure things out. Yeah. Do they think James Harden is just going to dribble the ball away for 40 minutes a night? Like, he did that at times during the playoffs because he had to. Because either a combination of other guys were gassed, role players were not stepping up and hitting shots. I think that was pretty evident by the numbers. Playoffs are kind of harder than the regular season. I do recall us winning 2 Game 7s. That was supposed to be pretty cool. Apparently not. Like, I don't know. I just get to this point where I listen to all these guys and they're so matter of fact. Oh, not a good fit. Therefore, what? We're already eliminating. How many teams are we eliminating before next year's championship run? How many? You tell me. You guys tell me. Everybody that's so negative about this.
Well, it's weird because
how many teams cannot win the championship?
You've had 8 different champions over the last 8 years. Over the last couple of years, you've had 8 different champions in 8 years. There's more parity than ever, but we do talk in finalities here. That
so maybe we should stop doing that.
That can do that. I think you're right. Okay, I agree with you, and not just because it makes sense for me as a Cavs fan. I do think that that's right. I think we have to have an open mind about all this. Second thing is though,
like Kawhi, are you guys banking on Kawhi Leonard being able to play more than 30 games this year? Or should I eliminate Toronto? Should I eliminate Detroit? They haven't really done much so far. So, sorry, Cade Cunningham. Yeah, I guess you shouldn't show up this year. You're not going to get better. Your team has been eliminated.
Apparently not.
Indiana? I don't hear anybody talking about Indiana,
not.
who could have won the championship 2 years ago, who nobody saw coming.
But
was anybody saying Indiana had a chance to win a championship? Their best player went down, or they might have won the championship.
But let me throw this in here, all right? Now, we played Joe Johnson. We played Jeff T. Like, yeah, there's a lot of different players. Like, all right, we gotta cap it somewhere. All right, let's cap it somewhere of the guys who've played with LeBron, played against LeBron, anything like that. But let me throw this at you. They'll deny it. But being here 4 straight years, I think they just want a new story of LeBron, the NBA media. The ones that just write about it, the ones that are content creators. I'm talking major networks. The Simmonses, the Lows. I'm not trying to throw Lowe into a bad spot here because I do. I like the guy. I've never met him. He did me a favor once, not even realizing it, but he seems like a nice enough person. I do think that my conspiracy theory is that they don't want him to come back here because if this is his last ride, they don't want to be here a bunch of times. They don't. I don't think they really like it coming here. I don't think they like being here. We heard the gripes. They kind of got used to it over the 4 years, the second 4 years that he was here. in part 2, but we heard so many gripes. I remember when they first put this team together, because right after they put the team together, in the next year, you and I were together, and we were hearing all these gripes and calling them out for, well, you're bitching about being here. You're getting paid to do a job. Do a job. It's not like they're having it in hell on earth. It's Cleveland, Ohio. And I do think that they like to travel, but they like to travel to places they like to travel to. So they'll come back to Cleveland like once. If LeBron has his one time in Cleveland,
the case. I hope he goes to Memphis,
tour.
And you guys got the one hotel to stay in town. Enjoy that.
There you go. And but I think that there's a lot of media members out there that dread the thought of him coming back here, because that means they have to come back here so many more times. I really do. And if you disagree with me, fine, let me have it. But going back to, I still stick out to the time J.A. Adande, who is a professor at Northwestern of all things. Supposed to be real smart. Really said some lowbrow, nasty things about the city of Cleveland, and then refused to take it back, which my stance on cities is that there's going to be good parts and bad parts of every city.
That's big city guy.
To you.
He loves them all.
It's up to you to find the good parts and to try to shield yourself from the bad parts if you're visiting.
No, I'm with you. My wife was just in Des Moines, Iowa. Could not stop raving about Des Moines, Iowa.
And there's good things about Des Moines, Iowa.
What if LeBron chooses Des Moines, Iowa? Wouldn't that be great if he could just choose a city and then build a team and then they expand? The NBA expands that year.
There's bad parts of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Like there's bad parts of places and good parts of places. And I think and at the same time, hell, they're supposed to come back here, and everybody's telling me the Flats are dead again, which is about the 5th time in my life that the Flats are dead.
Yeah.
So now we got to get the Flats going again if LeBron comes back, because they have to have some place to go after these games. Like, there's a lot of infrastructure that has to happen here, and I'm not just talking about the new training facility. Mm-hmm. But no, that's my conspiracy theory towards it, is that it's not, to the writers, it's not a destination city. Because of the type of cap that they have, I think maybe it becomes a destination city, because then players are going to want to play for the most money. So it's the same thing. And like Cleveland's money is just as green as New York's money when it comes to the NFL. And I think it can become that way, especially because this is a harder cap than what you really find in the NFL. So I think that there's something to be said for the media en masse who travel all about the country following the traveling roadshow of the NBA, where I don't think they want to be here. I don't think they want to be here that often.
But it's so interesting.
And I think they're rooting against Cleveland landing it.
These same types of people went after LeBron for ring chasing so much, and now all of a sudden Bill Simmons is like, yeah, I want him to go play with Jokic in Denver. I want him to go play here, like with other guys. I want him to play with Steph Curry and all of a sudden go to Golden State. Like, you guys got to make up your mind. What do you want him to do?
To them, what is said is what is said. So if they think he's a ring chaser, you might as well just go ahead and chase rings. It still goes along with everything that they've been saying over the last dozen years about him. But when it comes to where the Cavs are, when it comes to the story of him coming back, like, I don't think he can match anything of what he did in 2016. It's impossible. Yeah. And I forget about 2017 and 18, which he was still here for, but that's where our brains stop. For him, I think it would be a different set of circumstances, a different conversation. It would be a trilogy to everything going on. And I don't know if we can necessarily expect a championship, but I think this is the time where you can't expect a championship out of anybody. And any of the contending teams, I really can't say that you expect them to not be able to vie for a championship, because it's exactly what you said 5 minutes ago. When they traded for Karl Anthony Towns, I did not take the New York Knicks as a serious threat to win an NBA Finals. I knew that they were trying to be a threat, but the Knicks have done crazy things for a long period of time, and I just assumed it was another desperate Knicks move, and here they end winning a championship again for the first time since '73.
I don't know. Like Bill Simmons, it's lame if he goes back. Would he find it lame if Mookie Betts went back to Boston at the end of his career?
No.
I imagine he'd be.
Maybe he might. I don't know.
If he was still able to play at the level that LeBron is still able to play
That's
at.
a fair point.
I'm pretty sure Bill Simmons would be thrilled. He'd be ecstatic that it's not. But hey, we have an owner that'll actually pay. Their private equity ownership group doesn't seem to want to pay for anything in basketball or baseball these days. Hey, maybe that's why Bill is a little salty about things.
A little strong there. You put it back in the cage a little bit. 216-474-0092. No, I do. I think that's where a lot of the media members are on it. I think they want a new story to write. I think they want something refreshing. And I do think that to them, when they don't have much skin in the game, and they don't, when they don't have much skin in the game. I think to them it's another trip that they don't want to take.
Then why aren't they
it's
telling?
Another story that they've written before and they don't really want to write again.
Why aren't they urging Steph Curry to change teams? Why aren't they like, Steph, go play somewhere else? This is boring. You guys have no chance. You're eliminated already.
Because he's only been with one team.
But they're eliminated. That's no fun. Why? I don't want to watch them on Christmas Day. They're boring now.
When you go somewhere else, I think they want to tell a different story. I think they want something fresh. This is just LeBron going back to a place he's been to, and he's already been back there once already. Like, listen, I don't think it's everybody. I mean, I guess I would consider you, even though you're a local radio show host, you follow the NBA, so you would be a part of that NBA media. Obviously, you don't feel the same way. I shouldn't say that all media members feel that exact same way, but it's occurred to me that it's been 8 years since the last time we were in the finals with LeBron, and it does occur to me that those memories of those writers complaining, moaning about what lack of nightlife, lack of restaurants that they like, even though every city brags about their food, and Cleveland certainly has good food. I just think that they don't want to come back here, and I think that they're rooting for him to go. I think they're almost openly rooting for him to go somewhere else to give him a fresh story. Whether it be Philadelphia, whether it be Minnesota. I know Minnesota has been brought up a couple of times now here over the last couple of days. I think that that's where they're at. And I think Cavs fans are just in a holding pattern going, I don't care about the national media. I either want him to be here so we can be the most competitive we have, or for whatever host of reasons, we have started to see a groundswell on the other side not wanting him to come back here. But those are old feelings, and I think that those are old arguments of people who are afraid to let those arguments go.
Why is there no thought of, well, what is LeBron going to be doing when LaMelo Ball is dribbling the ball the entire game? Or Anthony, like, they've got players that also handle the ball. Or Philadelphia, what's it going to be when Joel Embiid comes in a game and just wants to take 30 straight elbow jumpers?